Legends, we are back with another suit ranking video, and this is the 4th installment in the series, so if you're thirsty for more at the end of this, please feel free to check out our ranking every live-action Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Batman suit videos. Today we are taking on Captain America, aka Cap, aka the Star-Spangled Man, aka Mr. Watch Your Language. If you have already seen this series before, awesome. Skip ahead about a minute to get to the actual suit rankings, but if you are new, there are a few things you should know. First off, it doesn't really matter what I'm about to say because no combination of words that I have managed to speak during this section of these videos has ever stopped people from attacking me for my personal preferences on suits. However, these suit rankings are just my opinion. They are based off a combination of aesthetics, functionality, comic book influence, and accuracy. Some elements factor in more heavily than others. If you think differently about my rankings, great. Comment below with your rankings and we can discuss. Just don't be a dick about it in the comments section. Now, let's rank some suits. Coming in last place is the Captain America suit from 1979, and I wasn't sure if I should put this at number 1 or in last place because I have to admire taking a suit and essentially going, how can we make this appalling to every sense that an onlooker would possibly have? Big helmet that's confusing? Check. Brightest blue imaginable? Check. Visor for some reason? Check. American flag striped suspenders? What? Number 15 is the revised version of the worst suit of all time. It improves upon the worst aspects of the original costume to land it firm in second to last place. I'm glad it got rid of the American flag suspenders, though, because frankly, they were, the worst thing ever. And that's really about the only thing I can say about these costumes. I feel like if you were alive during this time period and you watched these films, then that's fine, but they're not good, and let's not pretend that they are. Moving along. Next up, we have Captain America's costume from 1944, and this reminds me a lot of the 1940s Batman costume that we covered in the Batman suit ranking video. There isn't really much to be said here that hasn't already been said about this Halloween costume from Walmart, professionally designed costume from 1944. They are about the same quality. The actor and this child are both equally believable as Captain America in this. Anybody who complains about modern day comic book suits needs to watch these videos and realize that we're living in a golden age of suit design. How dare you complain? Number 13 is 3-Dev Adam. So if you're wondering what this is, don't worry because I had no idea what it was until I was doing the rankings for this. And it stands for 3 Giant Men, and it's also known as Captain America and Santo vs. Spider-Man. It is a Turkish superhero film starring Cap and Santo, a famous Mexican luchador, who are going after Spider-Man and his criminal gang. What the shit? The film, which went on to be a nationwide general release across this country on November 1st, 1973, was completely unauthorized by the copyright owners of all of the characters depicted. Honestly, we're probably going to get sued for even including it in this list. I'm sorry I made you look at this. It's kind of a sad thing that a Turkish bootleg suit looks a lot better than some of these authorized suits from the list previously, but here we are. This is the world that we live in. Number 12 is Captain America from 1990, and this suit is pretty accurate to the way that Captain America looked in comic books for decades. The problem is that sometimes you have to make adjustments to suits so that they don't look completely absurd in real life, and I feel like that's a fair rule. Whenever somebody complains about the X-Men not sticking to their classic primarily yellow and blue outfits from the comic books, you need to show them this video. The suit is made out of a rubbery material that is no doubt difficult to breathe in, and oddly enough, the ears on the side of the head aren't actually the actors. They're actually rubberized and part of the cowl, which adds a really creepy factor to it. It reminds me of weight loss suits from the 90s that people used to wear while exercising until a number of people suffered heat strokes and died, and I'm fairly confident that if I googled whatever happened to this actor, he probably died inside of this suit. Number 11 is Captain America from Spider-Man's Wedding, and this suit is fairly accurate for comics. It's really shiny, It was used during the live-action Marvelous Wedding of MJ and Spider-Man. And the weird thing here is that Captain America looks like he's Spider-Man's best man. I didn't even know that Cap and Spider-Man were close, but apparently they're bros. Number 10 is the USO stage costume, and this costume is pretty goofy, but it's supposed to be goofy. It's almost identical to the 1940s costume that we ranked earlier in the list. It was based off of that in theory, except slightly updated. In terms of the MCU, this does give Cap his first shield. Not the vibranium one, but it is a start. This suit earns a lot of points because it's heavily rooted in nostalgia, and it's supposed to be. It knows that it looks ridiculous. It's supposed to be a stage suit from the 1940s for film and show productions. It's not for war or avenging. The other really cool aspect about this suit is that it is worn underneath a very badass suit that we will have later in the list. So it's kind of goofy, but it starts out the transition to suits that are very, very valuable and key. Next up, we have the Marvel Live suit, and these suits always creep into the top 10 or top 15. I don't know why Garrett keeps making me do this, but he does a lot of research and he always slides these in there. I feel like it's a good combination between the Avengers 1 suit and the Avengers World suit that Cap was wearing in the comic books. It's okay. It's almost a cheaper looking Age of Ultron suit, and it features brighter colors so that they can pop out under the lights of the show. And I can't speak to its functionality in the live action show, but I will assume that it's easy to move in for stage production, and it features a real vibranium shield, as this was released during the same time period as the MCU exists, and we all know that vibranium is a real metal that exists in the world today. Number 8 is the suit from the Avengers, and at the time it was released, this was a fantastic suit. I don't remember a lot of people really being too negative about it at the time. However, one thing you do need to understand about the suit is that it is kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke. The suit is a tactical armor suit developed by S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to protect Captain America from modern weaponry. But the thing is, it was partially designed by Agent Coulson, who is a total Captain America fanboy. So much like the other suits on this list that rank much lower, this suit has been seen through Coulson's rose-colored Captain America glasses. That being said, this suit does feature Nomex and Kevlar, and it is designed to be able to take a certain level of projectile and physical impact as Captain America is shot by Chitauri soldiers while wearing it, and it also features ya boy's signature vibranium shield. Number 7 is the Smithsonian suit, and this suit is stolen at the end of Winter Soldier, and it appears to be a recreation of the suit that Captain America wears during the first Avenger, and there are subtle differences included in the midsection. It does feature less stripes and a different trim on the upper half of the costume. Functionally, it is similar to the technology of the suits from the 1940s. It's regular material with a bit of carbon polymer built in for some medium resistance to bullets. It was developed by Howard Stark, and we see it used during the end of Winter Soldier. It also, again, features Cap's vibranium shield. Number 6 is Cap's modified stage outfit. Earlier, when we mentioned the stage outfit that Cap wore to the USO shows, we mentioned that this outfit does turn into a much more badass-looking costume later. So Cap took elements of his stage costume, and he added some tactical fatigues to the costume. He stole a helmet from a hot lady dancer to protect his melon, and he got a sweet bomber jacket. He wore this costume to rescue the squad members that were taken hostage by Red Skull, including his best friend Bucky. This costume is based heavily off of Cap's look in the Ultimate Universe, and it does not feature Cap's signature vibranium shield, but it does include the shield that he was using for the USO shows, which I believe was a lightweight titanium alloy. Oh, and he also had a bunch of guns and grenades, so, bonus points for those. Number 5 is the Age of Ultron suit, and this suit is presumably made by Tony Stark, who at this point bankrolls the entire Avengers, at least privately in terms of weaponry. This suit is notably more dark than previous suits, and it has a slick red outline of the star on his chest. It's made of advanced Nomex and Kevlar bi-weave material, and it also features gloves with the ability to magnetically retract Cap's shield, which is good, because sometimes you throw your shield and you lose it. Now this kind of functionality makes it easier for him to doik on some robot skulls, retrieve his shield, and then go right back to freedoming the entire planet. Number 4 is the Infinity War suit, and this suit was nicknamed the Nomad suit before Infinity War launched, despite the fact that it looks absolutely nothing like the Nomad costume from the comics. I think this was a prime example of comic book fans who wanted to have a little bit of extra knowledge trying to dunk on casuals. Anyway, regardless, Captain America is never called Nomad or referred to ever by that name during the events of Infinity War. This outfit appears to have the same functionality as the Civil War suit with a slightly darker color, likely from the wear and tear of Cap constantly being on the run. It still shares the aesthetic looks of somebody who would call themselves Captain America, although Captain has lost the star on his chest, possibly because he feels that he's no longer worthy of the title. But you are to me, bro. You are to me. It also features 2 hydraulic shields that strap to his arm instead of the signature vibranium shield. At the end of Captain America Civil War, Cap leaves his shield and presumably the mantle of Captain America alongside a defeated Tony Stark. Now, this is unconfirmed, but we do believe that this suit is primarily made up of the Civil War suit and possibly another suit that Cap had lying around or had access to, as the top half of this suit is one that was pretty much identical to the one that Captain America wore 2 years ago when he was running from Tony. Overall, this suit has a very rugged look to it that we really love. It loses the helmet, it loses a lot of the color, and he grows a sick beard that kind of adds to the aesthetic. Number 3 is the first Avenger suit, and Captain America is really coming out looking strapped. I mean, gassed up, ready to dunk on Red Skull and his whole crew of Scientologist Nazi goons. This suit is made of a carbon fiber polymer, and it is extremely similar to the suit worn at the end of Winter Soldier. This suit is slightly more navy colored than the Winter Soldier suit as well, or it's possible that the darker atmosphere or setting of the first Avenger just kind of makes it look that way. I can't confirm either way. This is also the first suit that Steve uses that has his signature vibranium shield. And in Wakanda, vibranium is on every street corner, but in 1945 America, it was a little bit hard to come by. So in terms of nostalgia, this suit being the first appearance of that shield gives it major bonus points. The shield paired with the suit creates a classic on-screen look that rocketed Captain America to the forefront of the fight against Marvel's bad guys. The silver metal suit is the suit that Cap wore during the Clash of Heroes in the majority of Civil War. It lacks the Avengers logo on the shoulder, likely removed after Cap leaves the team to save Bucky, but features all of the same design elements from Age of Ultron, and it drops a little bit of red accents from the previous suit that made it just kind of look a bit too extra. The red accents and boots are also a bit darker and they don't stand out as much, which is good considering, he's a soldier. It makes him look a little bit more stealthy. This is one of the cleanest suits in the MCU, and even with the mask on, it looks well made and proportional. However, it is not the best suit. The best suit for Captain America in live action is the S.H.I.E.L.D. stealth strike suit. Try saying that 10 times fast. Or the suit that Cap wears throughout the majority of Winter Soldier. This suit features comm links built in for communication and a magnetic alloy on the back that allows Cap to attach his shield. It's considerably more lightweight than previous suits, and it allows him to move in enhanced tactical ways. It starts the trend of Cap's live-action suits being a bit darker in color, and overall, it's just the cleanest look that we've seen so far. It's not too bulky, and it's not too form-fitting like the original Avengers suits. It's simply the best one that's out there. Also, look how he tanks everybody on this boat. Just like a boss. That's the power of the S.H.I.E.L.D. stealth strike suit. I just wanted to try to say that again in the video, I'm sorry. So there you have it. That is every live-action Captain America suit ranked from worst to best. But we want to know what you think, so please let us know down in the comments section what you think we got right and what you think we got wrong. Again, just try to keep it civil. Thank you guys for checking out this video. They are always a blast to make, but our time has come to an end today. This has been Nick with Key Issues, and remember the motto, comics over everything.